to Peace, celebrating the new year for the liturgical calendar. No, I'm not saying that people follow our example or steal our ideas, but I bet that many churches, not just here in Northwest Arkansas, but all across the world will follow our footsteps next Sunday. If you ever wondered, could a small church like us make an impact? Well, just listen to other church announcements next Sunday as they try to catch up with us for the first Sunday of Advent. We are few, but we are mighty. I find it interesting that as we prepare our community and ourselves for the birth of Jesus Christ during this Advent season, we once again must have to deal with the still looming story of the impending death of Jesus. What this says to me is that before we can accept the birth of our sovereign as the light of the world, we must continue to walk through the darkness of our own world and our own souls. All of us are challenged each day in our lives in some form or some fashion. And it is up to us as individuals to decide if we wish to remain in the darkness or move forward through the burdensome darkness and find the light and hope that we pray lies ahead for each of us. We as individuals can just sit in the depression, evilness, and disgrace of a negative world, or we can be a part of taking ourselves to the positive side of the situation in our lives. We are also given the gift of helping others do the same thing. Share your stories of darkness and despair with others, for you never know that they too, perhaps, are facing that same darkness and despair. And when you tell your victorious story of your walk through your own darkness and into your light, it may give others the inspiration and the hope to make the same journey for themselves and to not just wallow in the darkness. It is much the same in our faith community. Many churches struggle with where they are and seem to just not know how to be more of the disciple makers that they are called to be. If we honestly shared our faith journey with other people in this church, to let them know that God has been able to do so much through the love and actions of this church, they too may be inspired to continue doing the works of faith and mercy that they have been called to do. From the reading for the lighting of the first Advent candle this morning, Isaiah 60. For darkness shall cover the earth, and thick darkness the peoples. But the Lord will rise upon you, and God's glory will appear over you. Nations shall come to your light, and kings to the brightness of your dawn. So before we get to the great celebration of the birth of the blessed child, Jesus Christ, let us complete our journey through the darkness. We don't have to take that darkness with us to the manger. Go through it. And the good news is, we have no need to fear the darkness. For God has promised to appear over us in all of God's glory. That appearance shall not just be a dim glimmer, but as a bright, shining light that will attract all other peoples and nations to us. It is through this time of reflection and preparation of the Advent season that we will be ready to accept this bright light. Only when we have worked through the darkness can the true celebration of the brightness of the light of the world permanently shine. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, 4 through 9. In the Word was life. The life was the light to all. The light shines in the deepest night, and the night has not overcome it. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. John came for testimony, to bear witness to the light that all might believe through him. John was not the light, but came to bear witness to the light. The true light that enlightens everyone was coming into the world. We are called to be John to the world today. We are the testimony of the light that is yet to come. We are the example of how the darkness of life shall not overcome this light. We must be the ambassadors that show to the entire world, that can show all people what can be done. Through the darkness, we shall find the light of brightness. So prepare this Advent season for your light to shine each week as we light the 4 candles of our Advent wreath. If we truly prepare now, we will be ready to not only light the final candle on Christmas Eve, the Christ candle, but we will also have the courage and the strength to carry that light out into this place and into all of the adventures that God has set before us. This morning our closing hymn is going to be, "We've a story to tell to the nations." Listen to the words of that refrain. For the darkness shall turn to dawning, and the dawning to noonday bright. And Christ's kingdom shall come on earth, the kingdom of love and light. Do you want to come out of your darkness? Wouldn't it be magnificent if we just walked out of it? And as I shared a few weeks ago, it was like the sunflower, stretching our bright little head up towards the sun and feeling the warmth and the glorious rays upon us. Letting the world see that we can stand tall and strong, even with that poor, ugly little body we may have. But we are standing strong, letting our beauty shine forth. For it is our beauty that is the light of the world. It's our joy that's the light of the world. No one can take that away. Not even a little orange man in Washington, D.C. For we are the light of the world. Christ was born to give us that light. Let us not dim it. Let us also be most mindful to never dim the light of another of God's creation. Nurture that light. That's your true gift, is the ability to hold another person's light in the gentleness of your hands, and your heart, and your mind, and giving them the courage to go forth and do greater and better things. That's what's going to happen Christmas morning when we open those beautiful gifts. If we're ready to let go of the darkness and embrace the light. Amen.